everybody, it's Maxine coming from Unlocking the Fearless You, and I'm here with you today because I'm going to be talking to you about mindset. Now, I know, sorry, just put my earphones in because I wondered why I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, I did an interview, I did a live yesterday and it didn't seem to work. So if you can let me know that you can see me, just to make sure that everything's working, absolutely fabulous, that will be brilliant. Just so I know that you can see my video and that I'm here, that will be absolutely amazing. Right, okay, so Unlocking the Fearless You with Maxine English, talking about mindset and growth. It's very much that over Sunday, when we did the 13th of January, I talked a lot about mindset and about, have you got a fixed mindset or have you got a mindset that's to do with growth? And I'm very much all to do with growth, moving forward, challenging myself, getting people to challenge me. I can do it all. That's not a problem. I love it. Absolutely love it. So it's very much that I know that my mindset is a growth mindset. And what about yours? I mean, what kind of mindset do you think you have? Are you the kind of person that doesn't like change? Are you the kind of person that stays still, scared to go forward, doesn't take action? Are you the kind of person that just keep plodding along, knowing that it's the battle, the devil you don't, the devil you don't? I can't speak today. Yeah, so come on, tell me what is your mindset that you've got over yourselves? It's always fantastic to know. So yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of people in the house already today. We've got Daniel in the house, we've got Sonia in the house, and we've also got somebody from Inspired to Achieve Global TV, which is absolutely fantastic. So with everything that's going on, I mean, it's been absolutely manic over the last few days, and we've been just trying to get everything done as much as we possibly can with all the wellness events, with the event that's going on, everything that we're doing. We're trying to make sure that we're moving forward with it. Now, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm actually going live, and the reason being because earlier on yesterday that I went live, and it wasn't until after that it actually showed that you couldn't see me on there. So I need to know if you can see me, because for some reason my phone isn't working, so I can't actually even check myself. So if you could do that, that would be absolutely amazing, just making sure that I've not unplugged anything this end. So let's go into our growth mindset and what it's all about. It's very much to do with you as a person. It's you and your life, you and your relationships, you in business, whatever it is. It all comes down to you need that growth mindset to move forward. And so this is what we're going to be talking about: a growth mindset. Believe in yourself that you can grow. Do you think that you can grow? Are you that kind of person? I'm not getting no more reactions. I'm wondering whether it's even coming out. It's I said I had a bit of a nightmare yesterday. Nothing was working. Yes, I'm going live. That's absolutely fantastic. So that's what I like to see. Okay, so growth mindset. It's all about thriving on the challenges that you get in an everyday life. I mean, I know that I wake up in the morning, I have a challenge with my children. I have a challenge of getting everything that I need to do within that day that is actually going to be working, and I'm going to be, moving forward. Growth mindset is this working today, because I had a challenge yesterday and I didn't know till afterwards that I'd been on that my video didn't show. So it's very much, if you change, it's a very negative way of thinking if you're a fixed mindset, and people find it so hard. And I went over a little bit over on Sunday when we did our wellness event, and it was a little bit more informative. And I thought, well, rather than just doing lots of writing and do lots of pictures, and get people to understanding themselves, because that's what it's all about, is understanding you as a person. Because unless you actually realize that you've actually got a fixed mindset, you can't actually grow with it. So what I decided to do was stretch your mind, make you think about things today, and actually dig in a little bit deeper to what I would normally do, in front of a crowd, because obviously I've got a bit more time here with you today. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to talk about 25 ways to develop a growth mindset, because you don't want to stay static, you don't want to stay negative, you want to become a person that can actually move forward in life. You want to become a person that that wants to challenge themselves, and that's why I thought I'd come up with this one, because I spoke about it on Sunday and I thought, well, I'll come back and speak about it today. So 25 ways to develop a growth mindset. Imperfections I've put as number one. Now, one of the biggest problems that you get is that people, think that everything they do has an imperfection. It's not good enough. And the problem that you find is that if you acknowledge that that is what happens, and you embrace that, that if you've got an imperfection, I know I'm not absolutely perfect at spelling, right? So I've written a book. Now, I know it's not perfect. I know that it needs editing. I know that it needs looking through. I know it needs copyright. I know it needs everything with it. But it doesn't stop me writing that book because I know that it can get fixed. I know that it can be looked at. And yes, it's not going to be my wording, but it's going to be easier for the people to see. So rather than me going, well, I just won't write a book, you know, what I then turn around and say is, I'll write this book. And then by doing that, I'll actually move forward with it. And you know what? If I get any kind of criticism with it, I take it as a positive, because you know what? If something's not good enough right now, it's okay, because I've learned how to do it. I've learned along the way, and I can move forward with it. And by doing that, I can then, you know, it can work out so much better for me that the next time that I know that I'm not going to have so many things that need changing, and it's going to be more my wording. But then do you look at that negatively, or do you look at it as a positive? Do you look at it that, oh, I've got to write another book now, I don't know if I can do that again? Or do you sit there and go, do you know what? That was a massive challenge for me, something I've never done before. I'm going to do it again, and let's see if we can do it twice as good. You know, and that's the difference between having a fixed mindset to having a negative one, and having a growth mindset, because it is very much, you know, moving forward at all times. So that's what I want you to say to you. You know, everybody has their weaknesses, you know, and just accept them. That if you've got that weakness, try and get some help. You know, it's not that it's a, you know, a massive imperfection that you can't keep moving forward with. It just means that you might need a little bit more help with something, and it might need that you need an extra person. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. You just got to make sure you stay open to that. So we've also got number 2, objections and life challenges. Now, that's quite a big one, because a lot of people, you know, they're very much, you know, if you've got a growth mindset, it's they relish any opportunity that comes along. I mean, I know that when Bradley turned around and said to me, you know, I would love you to be part of the 12. Now, my brain instantly would turn around and go, oh, hang on, got messages, let's get rid of that. Yeah, so it's very much that Bradley turned around and said to me, like, you know, I'd love you to be part of the 12. Now, the first thing that, you know, you think, oh, yeah, amazing. And then your brain goes, oh, right, well, what if they ask me to do things that I don't know what to do? What happens if I'm not helped in any way? Or, you know, all these things come in your head. What if I can't do it? What if I let the other person down? And the thing is even if you've got them kind of fears to start with, you have to do them anyway. You know, you've got to be courageous. You've got to move forward, because if you don't become that person, and then you'll never move forward in your business, or even in your life, because, you know, if you've got to wait for the perfect moment, you'll never do anything. It's exactly the same as when you have children. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll never have kids. If you wait to have the perfect amount of money, you'd never go and buy that car. So it's very much that nothing is ever going to be perfect. You just need to literally get on that horse and ride it. And then just, you know, hope along the way and pray that you hold on tightly and go, I can hold these reins and I'm going to move forward. And that's what you need to do. So it's very much that, you know, when you get objections in your life, see them as opportunities, see them as life's lessons. You know, any kind of challenges, it's an experience. And whether that challenge is a good or a bad one, or you've come up against something that you feel like that you can't overcome, it's very much then just hit it head on. You know, and if you can't hit it head on, write it down and find yourself 5 different ways of going around it, to actually go around to each way. You know, there's more than one way to go around a roundabout. You know, if you think this objection is in the middle of a road and you're driving to this, and this roundabout is there, and that's your objection, that's your problem, this is your situation, and you know for a fact you can't go straight through that because you're going to damage your car, and you find there's a traffic jam just there, and you can't go around that, and you're like, you know, no matter what I'm trying to do, I can't go around it, and I'm trying this way and I still can't go around it. You know, so what you do is you take the long way round, go around all the other things that you need to know. Sometimes you don't need to know, but you still go through them because it's more experience, it's more lessons, and it's things that get more implanted into your mind. And then basically with that, what happens is you come around the back way and you go in that way instead. So it's very much, it's not about you just, you know, thinking, oh, I'm just going to go for it head on, and if I can't do it, then I'll stop. Because it's not about that. It's about finding a way. You know, finding a way to get around any kind of objection that you need and anything that you want. I mean, if any of you in there that actually, you know, want to come and talk to me and ask me any questions, you're more than welcome to. I mean, I'm here, you know, I'm here for you. So number 3 is all about stretching yourself. Now, stretching yourself, so many people I hear every single day, I can't do this. I don't want to try it because I'm going to get it wrong. I've done it myself. We've all done it. It's like, you're scared. It's like, I remember a time that I was scared of a computer, so I wouldn't go near a computer in case I broke it. And it's very much that we all go through that stage, but that is a stage also of learning. That is also a stage of progressing into the next level of you, if you want to call it that. It's very much trying different tactics to make you learn. There is no one size fits all. It is all about doing what suits you, doing what makes it better for you. And it works around your lifestyle, works around your life and what you're doing. I mean, me being a single parent, it's very much that I find that anything that I do, it's, I might not be able to do something in particular, but what happens is I then get around it in a different way. So it's very much that I stretch myself, but I might just do things slightly different because children or work or, people get in the way for certain instances. So it's very much that stretch yourself to the most you possibly can go without like reaching that breaking point. You wanted that breaking point's right there and you're coming up to it and you're going, I'm going to try doing this, and you do it, and I'm going to try and do this and I do that, and you keep going, and all of a sudden you get to that breaking point and you're like, do you know what, I'm not going to go any further with that, because if I do, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. So get to yourself to that breaking point. It's not going to hurt you. All it's going to do is if anything happens, if you trip over, if you fall, it doesn't matter, as long as you get back up and you try it again. And if it ends up being that you find an obstacle, then find a way around it. And if you find that it's computers and it's technology, then sit there for a half a day after you've had your lunch with a cup of tea or a coffee and just try different things and just do it for yourself so you understand it. And by understanding it, you will learn. I mean, I remember a time that I didn't know how to use Be Live TV. It was only Facebook Live. So it was very much that, I got on there, I downloaded it, I tried it, I tested it, I looked under all the things that you need to do, and you look at it, and now I do it with my eyes closed. It's exactly the same as if you're doing a driving lesson. When you first get in a car, the first 3, 4, 5, 10 times, it's very much that you have a bit of a nightmare because you don't know where anything is, you don't know what everything does. But then what you do is you progress every single day and go into that car, you then learn how to do it. And basically by doing that, by learning, it will help you move forward. And that's the most amazing thing, is the brain works in a fantastic way. It helps you move forward, and everything you learn, it keeps up here. It doesn't just disappear, it's always there. So it's very much stretching yourself is an amazing thing to do. So let's go on to number 4. What does your brain say? So a lot of people say that, well, a lot of study says that it's very much that your brain only holds a certain amount, and then what happens, it goes into scare mode, and it's like, well, I'm not going to do that because I don't think it's safe. You have heard me talk about this before, and it's very much that the brain isn't fixed. The brain is a muscle, just like your muscles on your arms, your muscles on your legs. So you imagine going to the gym and you going on the treadmill and being asked to run as fast as you can for 800 meters. You'll get 100 meters and you feel absolutely shattered. Your body just can't take it no more, and you just can't do it, right? But then what happens is, rather than just running or doing something, or lifting like 100 kilos and nearly breaking an arm at the same time, it's very much start small, start slowly, be a tortoise. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go really, really fast. It's all about starting slow and perfecting everything as you go along. Because what happens when you do that, your muscle in your brain starts to work. And when that muscle works, it gets stronger and it gets stronger. Same as your muscles in your legs, same as your muscles in your arms when you're weightlifting. Anything that you're doing, you get stronger over time because you're used to doing it. It's exactly the same when it comes to your brain. So you've got to use it like a muscle. And if you think, you remember sons when you were younger. I mean, I have the kids come home from homework nowadays, and they go, "Oh, Mum, I've got this son. What do you think of that? Can you do that?" And I'm like, no. But I know that in 2014, 2015, when I was doing, I redone my level 2 in maths, we actually done that, and it was easy, and it was just like, yeah, just do that, and I passed it with flying colours. But my kids bring it home now, and I look at it and I go, I don't remember. And the thing is because you don't keep it up. And what happens, it's the same as your muscles. It's the same as anything that you don't do. I know people say, oh, yeah, but it's like riding a bike. You never forget. Yeah, you don't forget right about riding a bike. But when you get on, you're going to be a wobbly. So it's very much, it's the same with your brain. It's very much that you need to just learn every single day. You need to teach it something for it to expand its muscle for making it work go forward. So that's what I'm basically saying to you, is what does your brain say? It says, take it slow, go for everything, work out each bit as you go along, and then you'll get there. So no matter what you do, you just got to make sure that you know that your brain isn't fixed. And the fact is that it can grow. So if you don't know something now, it doesn't matter, because you can learn it. And learning is a fantastic thing. Our brain is amazing. You know, it can learn everything and anything if we actually put our mind to it. It comes down to that belief, doesn't it? You believe in anything. You believe in everything. Oh, my brain's just not even working today. So this is what happens, is when you come online after doing a big event and you don't get a lot of sleep, your brain just goes into shutdown mode. And if you notice that we've been a little bit quieter the last couple of days, because we're trying to recuperate everything that we've done, because everything's been running at, you know, so fast and getting things done that, you know, it's like us, we're trying to get everything in. So yeah, so you'll have to excuse me this evening. It's very much like trying to just get myself going forward. So yeah, so the next one is number 5, is not failure, is replace that word. Because nothing you ever do is failure. Even if you set a goal and you don't particularly reach it for that day. So say, for example, you set a goal that you want to write a book and you want to do 2 chapters in one day. And it ends up being that you get as far as 1 1/4 chapters and you can't do any more because something's happened, or you've got to have dinner, or it might be that you've got to go and get the kids, or you've got to go and pick the other half up from the train station, or whatever it is that you've got to go to work, whatever it is that you've decided that you've got to do, and you only get like you know, 1 1/4 chapters in, but in your head it's like, well, I failed then, I didn't do that then, and the reason why I didn't do it is because I had this to do. And the problem that you get with that is that in your brain you're sending negative thoughts to your brain to say, I didn't do that, I failed. But what you don't do is you don't class it as failure. You look on the positive side and say, I can't believe that I've actually achieved 1 1/4 chapters today, because if I hadn't set that as a goal, that would not have happened. So it's very much that, you know, always make sure that you believe in yourself that anything you do is not a failure. So that's what you've got to make sure you do. So the next thing is you all have mistakes. Everybody does. You know, if you shortfall, it doesn't matter, because everything you've done, you've learned. You know that if you set your goal and the next day and say, I want to write 2 more chapters, oh, but I only did like 1 1/4 yesterday. Why did that happen? Is it because, you know, was it a really hard thing that you wrote? Did you get writer's block? Was it the fact is you got up late and started late? Is it the fact is you went to bed early? You know, it could have been so many different things that you would have done. Or did you actually do a goal that's completely out of your reach? And, you know, it might be that a chapter is like 30 pages long and you thought, oh, I'll get through 60 and it's not going to happen. So perhaps tomorrow, what you'll do, rather than say, I'm going to do 2 chapters, is that you're going to give yourself 1 1/2 chapters. So what you're going to do is you're going to head towards the 1 1/2 chapters. So it makes it a bit easier for you. And I mean, I'm only saying about writing a book. You don't have to be writing a book. It could be anything. So it's very much that, you know, it's just, don't see it as failure. See that it's lessons that I've learned. Even if you don't literally get your goal for that day or that week or that month, you know, or even that year, if someone turns around and says, you know what, this time next year, I'm going to buy myself a Mercedes. I'm going to give myself 12 months to get myself a Mercedes. And whether, you know, it's going to cost like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100,000, whatever it's going to cost to get yourself a Mercedes. And you turn around and go, oh, I didn't get myself a Mercedes. I had to get myself a BMW that cost like £30,000. But is that a failure? Some people go, well, yeah, because I wanted a Mercedes. Or is it the fact that you go, yeah, but I got a new car and it's a really nice car and I love it just as much. So it really depends on your growth mindset and how you look at things. You know, always think of things in a positive light. Always look at things in a positive light. Next one I put in was don't wait for others. Now, some people, they don't start because they're waiting for approval by somebody else. You know, you find that if you work in a place, I mean, I've had it plenty of times when I've been managing different places, whether it's a shop or whether it's, you know, places that I've been in business or direct sales or anything. And you get some people that just sit around waiting to go, oh, can you go and do that? Can you go and fill the cups up? Can you go and stack the shelves? Can you go and do this? And they go, oh, yeah, okay, no worries. You know, and the thing is you shouldn't have to be told what to do. it's very much that if you look at something over there and something's on the floor and it shouldn't be there, then just go and pick it up. And if you know that someone is standing there in a shop and they need serving, you don't just look at them, you go over and ask if you can help them. So it's very much, it's all about using your brain. You know, don't wait for others' approval as well, because some people go, you know, well, I don't know if this is a man thing, but I've had it plenty of times. It's very much that if we're doing the housework or whatever it is, us ladies, if we do the housework, and all of a sudden I had an ex previously that was very much that, oh, I've done the washing up today. Okay. And he's like, well, you're not going to say thank you? Are you not going to, like, you know, say to me that I can go and sit down now because I've worked so hard? But it's like, well, I don't look for approval because I've cooked your dinner and washed your clothes and took the kids to school. It's just something that just gets done. And the fact is, when it comes down to mindset, you shouldn't have to need approval by other people to say how good a job you've done. What it is you should say is go, I actually done that. Well done me. How good am I? That's brilliant. Fantastic. By the way, I've done the washing up. Just want to let you know. And I'm pretty good. You know, it's very much just, you know, just working your way through it. And, you know, some people, what happens is they sacrifice their own potential in growing because they wait for other people's approval, whether it's a manager, whether it's a mother or a father. You know, they do their best, they don't get that approval, so they give up. And it's like, oh, that person's obviously not proud of me, so then why do I bother? And you bother because it's for you. You bother because it's something that you enjoy and you do it for you. And as long as you've got approval of yourself, you don't have to wait for others. So the next one that I put down was the journey. You know, a lot of people they want the end result of things, but they don't enjoy the journey. And the thing is when you've got a fixed mindset, and you'll notice people as, you know, as you do business, as you go in life, is, you know, they might look at your house and go, you know, you've got £500,000 house, and they look at you and go, look at her, look at him, you know, and it does become a little bit jealousy and everything else. But it's very much that people don't want the journey. So if you turn around to them and said, well, do you know what, you could have a house like this. Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. You know, I'd love to get a house like yours. Well, this is what you've got to do. This is what you've got to set in motion. What, I've got to change my job. What, I've got to change what I'm doing now. What, I've got to work weekends. I ain't doing that. Oh, no, I ain't doing that. I just want what you've got, but I don't want to change what I'm doing. And this is the thing, is if you don't change what you're doing, you're always going to get what you've always got. If you change something that you're doing because you want a different result, and then you've got to change. And the thing is a lot of people, it's like when you look at multimillionaires, oh, I want to be a multimillionaire. But have you got the multimillionaire mindset to say that I'm going to get stuck in and I'm going to work 24/7, 364 days a year? I've kept out Christmas, by the way. You know, have a day off. You know, and it's very much like, you know, having that extra day, honestly, having that extra, you know, presence of actually taking that action. But most people can't do that, and they don't do that. And this is the problem. And then what happens is it's very much that they don't enjoy the journey. What they do is they just look for the end result. And the thing is when you get someone that's got a growth mindset, they enjoy the process of what happens. They enjoy going through the good things, the bad things, the things that make you stuck, overcoming their failures, overcoming and learning, you know, moving forward, moving backwards, moving side to side. You know, it doesn't stop them. Nothing stops them. They just continue going on and on and on until they get it. You know, it might take them longer, but you know what? You know, when it comes down to entrepreneurs, or whether it comes down to an athlete that goes to the Olympics, you know, no matter what happens, they keep moving forward. So, you know, you might as well enjoy the journey, because what happens when you enjoy something, time goes quicker. So if the time is going to go quicker for you, that would work out so much nicer, because then at least then you can work with that. But you just got to remember to enjoy the journey. You know, don't always worry about the end result. The end result's there. It's in the light. It's in the light. It's just at the other end of that tunnel. But you've got to enjoy that bit going through the tunnel to start with before you get there. Because if you don't, it will be boring and you just won't succeed. You just won't be able to do it. So that's what I'm saying to you is, you know, enjoy the journey as you go along. Keep your mind open. Change whatever needs to be changed. Don't be fixed, and keep moving forward. So the big picture was the next one that I put in. You know, it's very much when it comes down to the big picture, a lot of people don't keep this in mind. So it's like, say for argument's sake, you want to move house, and you know that you've decided you want a 4-bedroom house with 4 bathrooms in an acre of land, for argument's sake. And a lot of people will go, well, I know it's going to cost £1 million, say for argument's sake. So it's very much then what happens is, hi, Alima, hope you're okay, my lovely. Yeah, so what happens with that, it's people go, that's too far ahead. I can't deal with that. I can't get myself £1 million, so I'm just going to give up now. But set yourself little goals, and then as you get to the next step every time, you then obviously move forward with it. But people don't look at the bigger picture, is why are you actually getting that big house? Why are you getting that acre of land? Is it because you want something comfortable for yourselves and your family? Is it that the fact is that you want your children to have their own rooms and have a study? Or is it the fact is that you want them to have a nice big open planned, you know, garden to play in? Or is it the fact is you've got lots of cars and you want somewhere to put them? You know, it could be everything and anything. It might be even in business that, you know, you want to become a multi-million-pound, you know, entrepreneur. But it's all the little bits that go in with it. Enjoy the bits as they go along. Like I said, enjoy the journey. But at the same time, don't lose the reason why you actually want to be that person. So it's very much keep an eye on the bigger picture. You know, you've got to have a sense of purpose. If you don't have a purpose, the reason why you're doing it, then you won't carry on. It's like if you were going to the shop and you was going to go and get nothing, then why would you go to the shop? You'd just be wandering. So it's very much that, you know, you've got to have a purpose when it comes down to life, when it comes down to business. You've got to know your why, the reasons why you're doing it, and look at the bigger picture. I'm going to bring Mr. Rajan on. He's just come in. Well, hello there, young man.
Good evening. How's everyone doing?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Very well.
I'm just going through mindsets at the moment and just talking about people, like the top 25 things to do with people's mindset. So that's what I've been doing. And so far, I mean, we're on number 8. I probably ain't going to get through 25 today, but I'll do what I can. So what we've actually gone through so far, Raj, by the way, Rajan Bose, he's the young man that just done the wellness event, which I will be talking about very, very soon. So we were talking about 25 ways to develop a growth mindset. So one, we talked about acknowledging and embracing your imperfections. You know, nothing's a failure.
Okay.
We talked about objections and life challenges, that everything is an objection, everything's a life challenge, and you just got to get around them in whatever way you can. We also talked about stretching yourself. If there's things that you don't know and you don't know how to overcome them, then try them anyway. And if you keep getting them wrong, then keep doing it until you get it right. We then also spoke about what does your brain say. So it's all about, you know, well, it's basically, you know, that your brain isn't fixed and your brain is a muscle. And the fact is, it's like, you know, making yourself, get yourself out there and learn to grow that. We talked about not failure. So it's all about nothing's ever failure. It's always learning. And people, like, you know, make mistakes that they don't like write 2 chapters of their book and only write a chapter and a quarter that they found that day, but they haven't, because they should be looking at what they've achieved. And then we talked about don't wait for others. Some people seek approval before they move forward. And then basically after that, we talked about enjoy the journey, you know, to get the end result. And for people that, you know, if they're going to go on that journey to go to whether they're going to get a nice big house, decent car, or whether they decide they want to be an entrepreneur, or they want 6 books, or whatever they decide to do, is enjoy the journey along the way. And then we talked about thinking about the big picture, knowing your purpose and the reason why you go for that. So what do you think of those so far, Rajan?
Yeah, I kind of resonate with all of those points. I'm just trying to recap my mind, obviously, back through some of them. But I think one of the first ones around about imperfections.
Yeah.
And is there such a thing as perfection? I know we all strive for perfection in whatever shape, form, or category, or whatever the remit is for that. But I remember reading somewhere that there is no such thing as perfection. We're not machines. We're not all created the same. We're not all identical. There's no such thing really as perfection. There's striving to be the best that you can be in whatever terms that means, whether that's having good health, happy relationships, you know, have been in a job or living under a roof. It's not about having, you know, 10 million pounds in the bank and having 10 different homes and being unhappy. Success means many things to different people. So for me, that's the key thing in relation to when you mentioned along the journey. We're all on our journey. We're all going to the same destination, if you like. It's just some of us are going there shorter, some of us are going through more bumps and dips in the hill. But I suppose it's taking it in our stride. And what I would like to share, a personal thing now for myself, I know obviously we had the wonderful event on Sunday, which is very inspiring. We can talk about that later. I had a really lovely high on Sunday evening, got back to the routine on Monday, and then my dad was taken ill into hospital on Monday, as you're aware. So I was like, okay, let's deal with that. And then today, now my mum's had to go into hospital as well. So it's like from such a big high to such a low. And of course, sometimes you're wondering, how's these things occurring? Why is this happening? What's going on? You know, but then I realized obviously you can't control how other people are living and what they've done in the past in relation to health and those types of things. So for me, health is definitely wealth. So it's all about enjoying the moment, enjoying our journey. And then for now, obviously I had a bit of a dip earlier on in the day, and the thing that got me out of my mood, it wasn't the soca song, but it was just playing some music, getting myself back into a state of balance, if you like, and knowing that we all go through our dips, ups and downs, whether it's us personally, whether it's someone within our family, or whether it's a relationship, or whether it's work. Now I could be, you know, I could have decided, do I really want to come online today and, you know, talk on your show? Or do I want to sit and pretend everything's wonderful and gravy when there's a lot going on? But it's about, I've been at the hospital, I'm going to pop back later, there's nothing I can change right now, but it's about hopefully somebody else is listening that's maybe going through their own challenges in their own different ways that can maybe relate to that. You know what, yeah, life's not the greatest at the moment, there are some challenges, and I don't know whether past the watershed hour, but you know, if things aren't going our way, you know, shit happens. It's about how we deal with it and process it, you know. So for me, I'll still do the best I can do, putting on the various hats that we have to put on during life. Like you've got here the big picture. We've all got our roles, responsibilities, a mother, a daughter, a husband, a father, a child, or whatever. It's about trying to have that balance. But for me, I'm trying to focus on my goal, which at the moment is to get the division and my business up and running, to still help and impact people in a positive way along the way, as well as dealing with my own challenges. And I think the only way you can really go out there and say we're truly doing it is by living it ourselves. You know, we're not always 100% balanced, 50-50, but that's no excuse to go, you know, on the big swings and pendulums for me. So I think, yeah, I really love the points that you've mentioned so far. So wherever everyone is in my perspective, on whatever part of the journey they are, whatever their journey is, it's, you know, it's about trying to, I suppose the word that I used at the weekend was respond as opposed to react. Things come at us, things hit us, things knock us for six. It's how quickly we can get back into the saddle and get aligned. So for me, the more we get used to things happening and not holding on to it and clinging on to that thoughts of negativity and anger and issues and why me, why them, who this, who that, and just, you know, accept it for what it is, things will get better. So I know that they'll come out of hospital later on this week, tomorrow, whenever. So it's just about really, I suppose, maintaining our vision and maintaining our passion and our belief, really.
Exactly. So very much, ladies and gents, exactly what Raj is saying. You know, what Raj is saying now is he's got a growth mindset. And the reason being, because someone that had a fixed mindset would be sitting at home going, oh, my mum's in hospital, my dad's just come out of hospital, what am I going to do? You know, and it'd just be worry, and it'd be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't go out, what if they ring, you know, and your life would just stop waiting for that moment to clear. And the thing is, what happens is by doing that, you don't move forward. You know, you just procrastinate until things work themselves out. And the thing is what Rajan's going to be doing is he's now going to be making sure mum and dad are okay. He's going to be ringing them, you know, going and visiting, but at the same time he's going to be getting on with his business, sorting his kids out, you know, and life keeps going on, life keeps moving. And that is your growth mindset. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. It's like, you know, rather than just, as you said, like you sat there and you had a bit of a low earlier on today. But, you know, everybody has that. It's just as long as you come out of that and you don't stay in that, which is exactly what you've done. And that's the reason why I sent you the link to say, like, if you did want to come on, because I was talking about mindset, and obviously we spoke about it on Sunday, that, you know, I thought, you know, I'd invite you on. If you wanted to come on, you could. If you didn't want to, you didn't have to. and it was completely left up to you. So, you know, it's nice to have you here, though. It's nice to have a channel brother here. That's all right. So we're going to carry on. And what we got is number 9 is about celebrate. Now, celebrate is, you know, you can celebrate with others, you know, but it's all about in growth. And it's very much, you know, truly appreciate the growth that you've done. Some people, what they do is they don't sit there and think, oh, do you know what, I've just done this and it's been brilliant and it's fantastic and, you know, I'm going to congratulate myself over that. They go, oh, right, okay, that's one thing more done, I'll go and do something else. And because you keep doing that in your life, it's like you then in yourself will stop feeling appreciated because you're not appreciating yourself. So it's like if you've done something, like if you've gone and passed your test and you've gone, all right, I've passed my test, get in the car, all right, it's done and dusted now. But if you actually got all your friends together and said, oh, I've just passed my test, it's absolutely brilliant, I can't wait to go out, let's all go out together, let's go out for a shopping day, or let's go out for a pizza, or whatever you decide to do. It's a way of celebrating with other people to enjoy what you've gone through. And it's all about changing that mindset, is that, you know, if you've done something really well and you've done something, and the fact is you've got out your comfort zone and you've learned something new, congratulate yourself with that. Because if you don't congratulate yourself, it's just a thing down the wayside. And then you just think next time, I'll just do it because, you know, it means something, but not a great deal. And that's the thing. It's just making sure that you keep moving forward, because your brain needs to be congratulated. Even if you don't feel like you do, you need to tell your brain, well done me. I done that. I absolutely, you know, I conquered that. Raj, you've done your book, haven't you? You've conquered that. You've done that. Yes, Rajan, you've done that.
I can't say it. I'm 3/4 of the way there. So it's good. I've gone along fine, but I've been caught up in other things, as everyone's got their blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that is something that's on my list to get done for sure.
Yeah, but the fact is if you congratulated yourself for all the chapters that you have done and the hard work that you've done, and you've appreciated the fact is you've done those. Perhaps you should.
Yeah, no, it's work in progress. This is my point here, number 10.
Yeah, so exactly that. So I am putting you on the spot, and I'm doing it on a purpose thing to get people to understand, right? Is that the fact is, you know, even if you struggle with things that you're doing in your everyday life, or even if it's something to do with your book, and you sit there and go, do you know what? I'm going to get up to chapter 8, 9, 10, or whatever it is. I'm going to get there. Things are just getting in the way. But if you celebrate the chapters that you've already done, and you go, do you know what? I can't believe I've actually done that. I never thought that I'd actually ever write a book. I never thought I'd know that 3 or 4 months ago that I've got perhaps 6 pages in my head and I don't know what else to write. But now you've written over 100, 120 pages or whatever you've written. And congratulate yourself that you've actually gone and done that. And then you'll be more inclined to do the next chapter because you've actually looked back as a positive thing. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
100%.
Congratulate yourself with it. Yeah. So also the other thing is, the next thing we're talking about is taking things slowly. A lot of people think that for them to move forward, they have to move forward at 100 miles an hour. The hare and the tortoise, isn't it, Rajan? So it's very much that, you know, it's people just think that they just got to go for this, they've got to go for it hell for leather. But what happens, it's like we talked about that journey. If you talk about like the light at the end of the tunnel, you think you've got to run to that tunnel to get to the end. So say, yeah, I've done it, it's brilliant. But you know what? If you're going to do that, what will happen is you'll miss all the things that come up. You know, if you've got like a 100-meter tunnel, every meter there'll be something new that comes up. You know, and sometimes you have to stop and look at those. Sometimes you have to stop and, you know, learn certain things as you go along, because otherwise if you don't learn them now, when you get to the end, you won't always know how to do it, how you got there, or if you need to do it again, how to do it next time. So it's very much taking stance of stepping back, learn what you need to learn as you go along, and then move forward. So you imagine not going to college and you being a brain surgeon. Now you can rush along, learn how to do science, learn how to do maths, learn how to do English. Yep, I can do that, and then go straight into a hospital. But the things along the way is the things that you learn, and the experiences that you go through. And every time that you fail, you now know it's one less way that you can do that. You do now do it a slightly different way. So it's very much that, you know, take things slowly. It's no rush. Yes, set your goals, but make them realistic. Don't set a goal that's going to be a month down the line if it's going to take you 12 months to achieve, because all you're doing is setting yourself up to be disappointed because you haven't reached it, and then you're going to start thinking negatively. So change your mindset, but be realistic with your goals, and make sure you take your time over things that you do, and then move forward. But as long as you're moving forward every day, it doesn't matter whether it's 1%, 10%, or 20%. As long as you're moving forward, that's all that matters. I mean, do you find the same thing, Raj, when you do things in life or in work or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know sometimes, first just want to say hi to Alima. I can see her commenting on there. For me, yeah, I totally agree with what you say. I've got two stances. Some things we can take the time to, learn as we're going along, to learn the basics, to get the solid foundations, to grow from there. And sometimes we have things dumped on us, so we suddenly pick up something we've got to run with, and we're kind of learning along the journey, if you like. Although sometimes they say in business speak, the train's already left the station and we're tinkering with it as it's going along. So yeah, I totally agree. I mean, when we have time to absorb things and do things correctly, and like you're saying, pay attention to everything that's happening, 100% agree. But I know sometimes, especially in life, certain situations where it's involving the kids or certain activities, we have to sometimes rush things, and it doesn't maybe go 100% as it should. But as long as we're they said, 70 is the new 100%, really, isn't it? There's no such thing as perfection. So what do they say? Something is better than nothing. 70% of something is better than zero of nothing.
100%,
One of those
yeah.
cheesy business lines to say. So for me, it's trying to take things slowly. Being a sponge is the main thing I really say from Sunday, and in life is just being that sponge. Whenever we're having a conversation with somebody, or we connect with someone new, it's not always about what can I get, what can they give me, where can they take me. It's what knowledge can I get that I can maybe apply further down the road to my business, my life. Or what I found over the last couple of weeks as we're building up towards our event in February is there's golden nuggets that we can then pass on to other individuals that then plant that seed in their mind, that they can then think, oh, maybe I thought about that. That sounds interesting. And we've got a prime example there in the comments from Alima, somebody that's come to our event, come with an open mind, and now she's looking to take things further. She can be part of our vision of the YYC, connect with us, and be part of our community and tribe as we grow forward and, reach out to a wider audience and impacting more lives. So for me, yeah, definite. Exactly what you've mentioned. And for me, I always like to use the saying, it's not really failure, it's just feedback. It's like, okay, this way didn't work, we'll try another way. It's an experience for me. Some experiences are good, some are not so good. So we have the not so good ones. It's about looking at how we can make that better going forward and hopefully not repeat the same pain. But some of us like a bit of pain every now and then in certain things, so we kind of hit it a few times so we get that real painful point, and then we're like, okay, yeah, I won't do that.
But sometimes even when we go through that pain, it's a lesson to learn that don't do that again, and you've learned that, and it's something that you can tick off the box and say, right, I don't do it that way, let's try something different. I was saying a bit earlier about the roundabout. If you're coming to a car in a roundabout and it's very much that you can't go over the roundabout because you'll break the car, you can't turn left because there's a traffic jam, you can't turn right, so what you do is you go the long way round and go round the back and come through the other way. And some people, they look at challenges in life and they hit them head on and they don't know where to go, and they're like, oh, I can't go anywhere else. And like a rabbit in the headlights. It's like they're like, oh, I can't do anything, I've just got to stay where I am. And it's very much, rather than looking at all the different objections around them to say, right, what else can I do to make myself move forward, they just stay stagnated and they stop. And it's very much that a lot of people find that quite hard to get out of. But even if you have to take it slowly and take the long way around, as long as you're moving forward, is that basically it's what matters. So let's go on to the next.
Those are what I call butters. The people, there's always a but, and the world's full of bloody, I'm not saying the first part, but freaking butters, they're always butting around, but, I can't do this because of this, but, and it's like, there's no excuses. Either you want to, take it to the next level, you want to develop, you want to succeed, or you want to stay in your comfort zone. That's really an opportunity. It's all about choice for me, really, at the end of the day. It's where do you want to be? Who do you want to be?
Yeah, it's very much exactly what you just turned around and said there. When it comes down to mindset, if you want to grow your mind, get out of your comfort zone. Because staying in your comfort zone does not change anything. It just keeps you in the same place. And and you're not learning anything. Every time you was at school, every day you went, you would learn something different, and it took you out of your comfort zone because you didn't know what to do, you didn't know what to expect. And it's the same in business, it's the same in life. If you go and do the same job day in, day out, and you're stuck in the shelves, and you come back the next day and you stack the shelves, at the end of the year, what have you learned? Well, you've learned how to stack a shelf. What else have you learned? Nothing. But if you actually went and did certain other things, your boss might actually turn around and say, well, do you know what? Go and get yourself on the till, go and like do the deliveries, whatever. At the end of the year, you can say that I've learned how to handle money, I've learned customer service, I've learned how to do a delivery, I learned how to pack stuff away, and I've learned how to do the freezers. So there's so many different things that you could be looking at rather than just thinking one way. As Brad says, always thinking two tracks. So let's go to the next one. Right, so the next one I've put on is rewards. Reward actions and not traits. So it's very much that, don't reward yourself for just being smart. Reward yourself for something that you've done and it's actually worked out. Because it's like, when I said to you about your book, reward yourself. That the fact is that you've actually written a book. And most people can't turn around and say, yeah, I've written a book as well. I know where we are now, a lot of people, that the areas and the people that we speak to have done that. But if you look at the general everyday public person, they haven't written books, and it's an amazing thing. And sometimes we have to reward ourselves to say that we've actually done something amazing. And the fact is, how many other people we're going to help with that, and it can reach so many more people than what we can get to, which I think is absolutely amazing. So the next one is hard work. Oh, that'll be for you, Roger.
Apologies, let me just turn that down.
Right, so hard work. And you know what? No matter what you do in your life, it will be hard work. Don't ever be scared of hard work, because it takes, hard work, it takes persistence, it takes effort every single day. Even to get through a normal everyday takes hard work. You have to get up, you have to get dressed, you have to get washed, you have to sort the kids out, you have to get yourself to work. Everything is effort, everything is hard work. So don't ever be scared of it. Just make sure you do it, because if you're going to sit there and not do any kind of work because you think you're too good for it, or it might be the things that it's not really for you, then you're not going to go anywhere. So open your mind up, learn new things, and work at whatever you want to work at. 13 is constructive criticism. Now, some people, we've got that one in there. Constructive criticism, right, is a positive thing. And a lot of people that have constructive criticism, they don't like it. They see it as negative. They sit there and they go, how dare you tell me how to do that? How would you know? And they don't even know who you are as a person. They don't even know that you might have gone through that particular scenario. Or it might be that they can't take the fact is that they've not done it perfectly, or they've not done it correctly. Now, when it comes down to me doing my talk on Sunday, and I said to Brad, is there anything that I did wrong on that particular day? I'm quite happy for him to turn around and say to me, well, you should have done this, this, and this. And he was quite happy with what I'd done. But at the same time, it's like, if you get that kind of criticism, well, what you should have done is this. See it as a positive, because what happens is you've learned how not to do it, and now you've been shown that this is how you do it. And if you're not told that, this is what you should be doing, you're not going to know, and you're going to do the same problem again and again and again. It's like if you was doing, I suppose if you're doing Reiki or something like that, isn't it? If you was doing something wrong or something wasn't working and somebody didn't tell you it was working, you'd just keep doing it, wouldn't you? It'd just be a learned trait that you keep doing wrong. But if someone turned around and said to you something was happening and you're doing it wrong, then you go, oh, right, okay, well, I'll change that and do it right. And it's the same as doing lives. It's the same as looking after the kids. It's the same as cooking food. If you're doing a recipe, no matter what you do. Oh, sorry, I wasn't picking you out on your Reiki, Rajan.
No, that's fine. I'll come back. I want to come back to that. I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's good to get feedback from those that are in the know, or maybe who you look up to for their constructive feedback. But I would like to say to viewers is that sometimes those that are less educated, I mean, from an experience perspective in what you're doing, they sometimes give you comments and change that. But I think as an individual, you have to take what resonates with you, because lots of people have opinions about what you do, let's say, or how you're doing it, and you've just got to really take what resonates with you. You know what you know, and you know how to deliver it, and then go with that side of things. So that's the only caveat I'd add to what you added. But what I'd like to say, just from a Reiki perspective, maybe that's a bit different, because you're only a channel as a Reiki healer or something in energy. You're just a channel or a conduit. So for me, I know it's working regardless of whether some clients feel it, some clients see it, some clients feel nothing. But particularly, just I can talk for myself only with what I'm doing, and I know there's a lot of our healers out there, that it's always working regardless of whether we see or feel that type of thing. But I think it's good to get feedback from those that we respect in whatever industry we're in, that obviously have been doing it a lot longer, got a lot more insights, and then can give us those positive tips for corrections. And as for Bradley, yep, I definitely like to catch up with him after Sunday as well, and give him some of my own tips as well, you know. But yeah,
of constructive criticism.
Of course, yeah, you know, as we do. And I'd also like to give a big shout out to Adam. Nice to see you on another show there, Adam. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to some people that are on here. Don't worry about that. It's I thought I'd get some of these out first, and we'll get back to it. Yeah, it's very, and it's the same as, like, you know, to be honest with you, it's like exactly the reasons why I've picked out the Reiki, because, and I'm glad that Rajan's here, because then he's just given me constructive criticism. But have you noticed that the fact is that's brilliant, and it's just showing you exactly what constructive criticism is, because as Rajan said, because it's a healing, and it's the fact is that it always works in that particular way, and he's been doing it for a long while. It's like, I now know that that's what always happens. It always works. But if I didn't know anything about anything like that, and I carried on saying that, and then I would keep doing it wrong over and over again. So I'm glad that you picked up on that one, Rajan, and I'm glad that obviously you then expressed that, because then now other people can see exactly what that's like face to face. Is what happens. And when it comes down to constructive criticism, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Exactly what Rajan's just done. It's not a negative thing what he's just done. It's the fact is that what he's done a fact, and he's turned and said, this is what happens, this is what it is, this is what it does. And now I can go, right, okay, well, I'll make sure I don't say that next time. See, so yeah, this is what we're trying to say to you. Go.
Yeah, because some things are quantifiable, like if we all had the same ingredients, and let's say you were the master chef, well, you were a chef, you're the master chef, and you gave me the instructions how to make it, and we're both making the same cake exactly the same way, and I'm being the novice, you'd be able to tell me, look, you've gone wrong here, you put too many raisins, or there's not enough sugar, or there's too much, I can tell I don't bake cakes, there's too much eggs or milk or something in it, and that's why it hasn't.
Yeah, but it might have been all the ingredients might have been perfect, but you might have stirred it rather than whisked it, or it might have been you not whisked it enough. You know, it'd be certain things. It might be just the way that you're doing it just needs tweaking. So it's very much that, you know, it's just a constructive criticism is a positive thing, because, you know, you just need to take it that way, because all people are trying to do is help, and that's what you've got to think of. So the next one we're going to talk about is improvements. Stop assuming in yourself that, yeah, I know it was all right, but there's room for improvement. Stop, because all that translates to your brain that if you've just failed, and you haven't failed because you succeeded. So it's like exactly what you said about the cake, Rajan, right? Is that if you'd got the cake and you would have baked it, and if mine was a rose and it was looked absolutely amazing, and your one would have been, you know, absolutely brilliant, but it would have sunk in the middle, you would have gone, yeah, but there's room for improvement. But you know what? It's a cake and it's edible. It's still a cake, you know. And that's the thing. Is like, if you tell your brain all the time there's room for improvement, is you're never then going to be satisfied with what you've already done. Yes, all right, in your own head, you'll sit there and go, okay, I'll make it again. And this time I'll do something slightly different to make sure that rises and it doesn't dip. Is it the fact is that I opened the oven 3 or 4 times and let the cool air get to it and it's dipped in the middle? Is it the fact is that, you know, as we said, you haven't whisked it or stirred it enough? All right, I'll do that next time. And what you've got to do is you've got to keep trying and testing to go, right, now I've done it. Now it tastes really good. Now it looks really good and it's great. But just don't tell yourself all the time, yeah, it's all right, but there's room for improvement, because you're telling yourself a negative thing, and then it makes, you know, it feels like to you that you failed, but you haven't failed. You just need to try again. Reflection is number 15. You know, Provide yourself regular opportunities for reflection. And I said this one on Sunday, didn't I? That look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you are absolutely amazing. Because by telling yourself that you're amazing, not just looking beautiful, you know, by telling yourself that, your brain hears that. And by your brain hearing it and by you saying it, you will start believing it. I mean, you remember back in the day when you was in the school playground and, you know, you got some kid come up to you and go, oh, look at him, or he looks scruffy. But your brain has to hear it. So it's very much that, you know, tell yourself every day, look at yourself in the mirror, look at your reflection and say, I did really well today. I conquered this, this, and this. I overcome this. I got over this challenge. I done all these things in my life, you know, or I've moved forward. Whatever it is that you've decided to do, but reflect on that and make it as a positive thing that you're doing. And do that every single day because your brain needs it. Effort versus talent. That's on number 16. Now, hard work should always be rewarded. You know, like I said to you before, you know, reward yourself with the hard work. But if you're talented or something, it's like if you're really good at something, like Rajan, you know, you're really good with healing. Yeah. I know I'm not going to come up to you and go, well done, Rajan. That's absolutely amazing. Fantastic. Really, really good. Well done. You'll be like, I've been doing this 15 years. You know, but if you tried something new and it was out of your comfort zone, and then I could come to you and go, well done, Rajan. You've done really well there. So it's actually, you know, rewarding your efforts and not just your talents. I don't know if you agree with that. Some people don't. That's my opinion. What do you think?
You couldn't have asked me the other 2 points.
Completely different. That's completely different. That's fine.
This is a trickier one to ask me. Yeah. Okay. I mean, for me, effort is a good one. Life's all about making effort, but my mindset is, who says you have to work hard to accomplish the things you want? You know, who says that
Work
things
smart.
shouldn't come easily? Yeah. You know, working smarter. I mean, I'm all for putting in the work, but if things can be done without working like 48 hours straight and things like that, who says you have to work hard to achieve? I know there's a big thing, you must work hard to get the big rewards, it's all effort. I agree that good things do take a lot of effort and work at times, but with that, at least with the mindset of where's it's written in stone that I have to, you know, put these long hours in 7 days a week, 23 hours a day type of thing. So I'm not for that, but definitely I think effort does have its rewards, as does practice, as well as coupled with talent. You know, I think when you have passion thrown in the middle, that can kind of carry you over the line where you might be lacking in maybe effort sometimes, on the necessary skills or the talent. Or for me these days as well, I think it's all about leveraging as well your network, your friends, your community, you know, finding experts within different areas that you're looking to maybe branch into, whether it's launching your business, you're not sure about a website, or for example, you come and connect with us at YYC, you're not sure about how to get on the global stage or in the magazine. For me, yeah, I think it's definitely about effort, talent, as well as passion, and I think leveraging your network really with connections.
Absolutely. This is the thing. It's like, it's always good to bring other people's point of view in, because, you know, just because I think of something this particular way, it doesn't mean that it's absolutely right for you. As I said to you earlier, you know, not one fits all, because people are different in different ways for different things. You know, I can only tell you by my experiences and what I've gone through and what I've learned. And the same with somebody else. You know, you'll get the main gist of things that go on, but obviously everyone's got their own little bit. So I'm going to skip from number 17 to 25 because we've run out of time for that, but I can always come back to that next week. But what I do want to do is I want to go down to on Sunday. So one of the reasons why Rajan is here. So on Sunday, we add the wellness event, which was absolutely brilliant. Well done to Rajan. Woo-hoo!
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
You've done really, really well, and I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. So, you know, tell people a little bit about, you know, what happened when we was there and the people that were there and what kind of speakers were there.
For me, obviously, for those that you're there, thank you for turning up. I can see Hinks was on the line, Aline was on the line, and May was on the line as well. So thank you all for turning up. I mean, for me, obviously, we had our first, what we call our Global Wellness Awards. So it's bringing individuals and experts that come under the health and wellness umbrella. Those people that are actually out there at the moment, maybe giving therapies, healings, nutritionists. Obviously, we've got mindfulness. We had self-improvement, and we had various different categories that come under the health and wellness umbrella. So we had these individuals presenting on stage, talking about their products, their services, giving us demonstrations, whether it was the lovely sage candles, whether it was some chanting from May. Alima was sharing her story, her passion. So it was just about bringing these individuals that are actually walking the talk in relation to their products or services, impacting people's lives in a positive way. And we wanted to do something different this time under the health and wellness division, was actually give people a chance to experience some of the different therapies. I know we had a drumming session, shamanic drumming session, and for me it was just connecting with like-minded people. We had a healing chair in the corner. We were talking about how people can come on board and join YYC to become part of our global network within our magazine, to become part of the broadcasting under your channel, as well as obviously connecting at some of the stages we have lined up throughout the year, as well as maybe joining some of the retreats. So health really is wealth. More people are starting to realize that and starting to invest a bit more time and improvement. And the main thing I think we learned from Sunday was there's quite a lot of what I call, keep using this term, golden nuggets or information, hints and tips. Manjit shared different, things that she does, some of the fruits that are actually poison our body, or some of the vegetables that we take for granted. So there was a lot of information in there, maybe we should write a book about that, a little ebook on the compilation of the information. But hopefully everyone that came took something away. I know some people had some personal breakthroughs and some shifts and blockages within their bodies that had a release, which is good. Whether somebody actually felt that or they didn't, we know that it's working at a different level because we energized the room, we did affirmations, we did intentions, and then of course we had our headlining act, the international breath coach. It's got our own institutes in Turkey, America. It's done work with the United Nations. So we had our own unique breathing one-to-one session as well, which was amazing.
Yeah, and it really was. I mean, for the amount of information you got, and you said like the golden nuggets that you got taken away, and there were so many different things that were happening there. I mean, even whether it come down to, as you said, it's like, you had Manjit talking about alternative therapies. You had Hinks there with her candles and talking about obviously her hair and makeup kind of stuff. But her candles were amazing. I mean, got her to like, she was making them all, and they smelled absolutely brilliant. So it'd be nice to actually, see if we can actually sell some of those to everybody else, because they were lovely. And they weren't that expensive either, so that was good. Sometimes you get candles, like you get Yankee candles. I think Yankee candles, they've got nothing on these ones. I thought these ones were brilliant, and they're like 25 quid, some of them. Ridiculous amounts of money, but these were nowhere near it. But and for what she done was really nice. And she stood up on stage for the first time, never done it before, and actually gave her 10 minutes, and that was brilliant. And she got an award for that, for her hard work and her effort. She got out of her comfort zone, and she got rewarded for that, which is what we were talking about just now. Talent versus effort. Would she get an award for making her candles, or would she get an award for actually coming out of her comfort zone and speaking about something that she's done and she's achieved that she's never done before? So she got rewarded with that. And then you had Lima's, then she also stood up for 10 minutes and she did her talk. And it was really nice of you, Raja, because I know that, you brought your talking time down so then she could come up on stage and talk, because you knew it was important to her. And I knew it would be important to her ready for February, and she was absolutely brilliant. And it was like she was natural on stage. And I don't think she even realised herself how natural she was. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I think people did take away a few golden nuggets from there. I know I'm never going to eat broccoli unless it's organic. I know that. Or even eat apples because I've got wax in them. So, yeah, I mean, there were certain things that was definitely brought over and that sticks into my mind. The drumming was brilliant. I absolutely loved that. The information that May put across was, there was a lot of information on things like that I wouldn't have even known about. And yeah, there was just, there's a lot of information there. And then obviously Bradley brought the business bit in as well, because it's all about you and Bradley doing it together. And yeah, it was just like a really, really good day. And I'm glad that it set off really well for you, because the amount of hard work that you'd done, and the amount of lives and everything else, and the new stuff that you'd learned yourself, things that you'd never done before, that you come out of your comfort zone and you tried them, and you've done really well with them. And the thing is, it's like, this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. It's all about, even us coming out of our comfort zone to move ourselves forward. It's all about we're growing our mindset at the same time. We're not just keeping, Raj is not just going to be staying in his bubble of wellness. Raj then gets to go and do all the other bits, like doing broadcasting, which when you first started, Raj, you wasn't very happy about that, was you? and it was very much just like broadcasting. I don't do things like that. You know, and now you're coming into your own because you've learned and you know how to do it, and you've worked on yourself, and now you've learned that, and that's all a part of your mindset. Is you've gone, do you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. And so many people forget that. So, you know, we've got our next event coming up, which we're looking forward to, haven't we?
For sure, 2nd and 3rd of February. But one thing I just wanted to add, particularly about all the names you've mentioned this evening, the one thing I want to credit everyone was about commitment. I mean, some of these people I only spoke to once about the event, and they're like, I'm interested. Where do I sign up? Where do I pay my money? I'm coming. Another person, we know who this is. We don't need to mention names. 6 hours commute they did on Sunday, 3 hours each way on a coach. Raj, I hear you doing an event. I believe in what you're doing. I'm coming to support you. Jumped on a coach and came. Somebody else heard about what we were doing. I signed up and I took the package. And this is what it's about. It's finding those people that are committed within themselves, committed to taking the next step, you know, whether it's financially, of course, but also investing the time to wanting to put themselves out there, to stand out from the crowd and be different. And that's really why I joined YYC, was to be something different, to stand out from the usual people that just regurgitating the same old messages, doing things the same old way with the same old blah blah. We're really looking to change lives. It's not a slogan, it's not a corny line. And those of you that know me know where I'm coming from. It's about making a positive impact and changing lives and growing our community. And I just welcoming anyone else that's listening at a later date that's been umming and ahhing and is actually prepared to take that investment of time and money within themselves. Please get in contact with myself, Maxine, Bradley, whoever, because we're looking to go places. You don't want to be coming here in another year's time saying, oh, I could have joined up with them. I was thinking about it, but, you know, oh, I wanted to buy my new shoes or my bag or my holiday or something, you know. It comes a time, as certain people on the internet, it's like, pull up your effing socks and invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, don't take the time, can't be asked to sacrifice some of the mundane crap that's going on, you'll be in the same position that I was for the last 12, 13 years, thinking about it, staying in my day job, staying in my comfort zone, getting my money through, but dying within myself with a job, with my reality, what was happening around me. And last year, or the end of 2017, I took that time out, quit my job, invested in myself, wasted 6 months trying to do it myself with the same people, the same mindset. They're just stuck here and don't know anymore. And then I connected with, obviously, Bradley, Maxine, and people like that. Open the mindset, connections, open the mindset. And now, you know, the sky's the limit, really, you know. And that's what I'd urge anyone that's listening, or just come on board. Good luck with trying to do it yourself with the same mindset, the same people. Touch base with us sometimes next year, because we're going to be global. We're going to be around the world, you know. So come on board while we're still getting the tractions going. We're still moving. Now is a wonderful time to take that investment in yourself, in your life, and the lives of your loved ones, because you'll only look back and just think, wow, what an amazing journey.
So I've got a question for you, Raj. I mean, I know we're going over time, but you know, this is quite an important thing, because people like don't realise that mindset is a major thing in their life. No matter what they do, how they work, where they go, the relationships they get into, the businesses they go into, the life that they lead is all about their very own mindset. And it is the most important thing you could ever think of, because if you know, and the same as health, you know, if you don't have the right mindset, and then you won't get a healthy life, because you won't think that way. If you don't have the right mindset, you won't work as well as you could be working. So the question I want to ask you is that you spent 12, 13 years of doing the thing that you did, which obviously you had a static mindset. You had, it wasn't a change mindset, it was a static one. And you just did the same thing day in, day out, didn't go out your comfort zone, just stayed where you are. So now over the last, what, 6, 7 months that you've been going with YYC, it's brand new to you. I mean, we've not spoken before about this. I'm literally going to completely do it impromptu. He doesn't even know what I'm going to say yet. Right?
Standard.
Yeah, I know. I put him on the spot. How do you feel now? So you've had 13 years of doing what you did before, and you've had 7 months of doing what you've been doing with YYC. How do you feel the difference in you as a person and you and your mindset?
I mean, when I was saying 13 years stagnant, that was stagnant within my comfort zone, doing my day job. I was still obviously doing my trade, if you like, what I'm doing now outside of work, building my stuff up with clients. But I was just too afraid, I suppose, or lacked the confidence to step out from my comfort zone, you know, like jumping out the plane without the parachute, thinking, how am I going to survive without my residual income coming in from my boring day job and working on clients on the side? I just thought enough's enough. So for me, even those around me, they say within the last, it's only really been since September, isn't it? The last 4, 5, 6 months, they've seen a drastic change in myself, a lot more confident. I've always had faith in what I can do, but now I don't hide it. I don't, you know, try and blend in from it or shy away from it. You know, I'm openly talk about it. I promote it. And yeah, you come up with a lot of blank faces at times, a lot of people that don't know, which is fine. Everybody sells a product or service that I'm not necessarily interested in either. Newsflash, I do apologize that I'm not interested in the latest cup or whatever, but I know my product works. I work on clients every day, so I know it works. So it's just finding those people that are open to trying it or are committed to change. And I think that's the main thing. Once you know who you are, you got your branding right, which I think is the key that we're working on under YWC's positioning in the market. What makes you so different from the other 50 people around you that do it? It's getting that USP, and that's what takes the time, I think, to find your USP, recognize your skills, and then once you've recognized it, or you connect with someone like Bradley, or who can identify how they can see the vision for you, and you buy into that vision, make it part of your own, and I think that's when you see the real change. It's doing it with successful people that have done it, or having the connections with people that are out there living it, making their multi-millions. Yes, I said multi-millions. There's nothing wrong in making money. It's just energy. Who says that we can't give away more? In order, once we have more, we can do more. Whereas previously, I was just working hand to mouth with my clients on the set low wage that we have around Northwest London for therapies and healings. And there was only so much you can give away. I was having the conversation on the way home. You know, if I see a homeless person, I got change in my pocket, I can only give a couple of pounds. But if I'm dealing with clients, multi-millions that are prepared to pay you a couple of thousand for a session, then you can afford to give away a lot more. I can buy them food, you can sponsor them, you can do stuff. So that's the way I look at a lot of people from the healing therapy backgrounds. No, you shouldn't charge money, you shouldn't do this. No offense, that's your journey, that's your mindset. Mine is, I want to help people, everyone, but those that have issues, you know, their problems aren't money, so they'll gladly pay you for life-changing services so that we can do more and give more. So I've probably gone on a tangent, but in essence, I think you have to really just get out there. As they say, shed your skin, as Bradley says, snake your shed skin. And I had mine stuck on my head for a while to really pull it off, which I've done off in the last month or two. I've gone to another level, and I'm looking to go to another level tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. You just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, and do you know what? You've not gone off on a tangent at all. It's nice to see you, like as we've talked about, as you said, like the last month, you've come into your own, you've got yourself out there, and you've gone to that next level. And that's the thing, ladies and gents, when you actually, you know, do this thing, as Brad says, like shed your skin. When you actually do these kind of things, it's not easy when you first start out. You know, that first step is always the hardest to take. It's the most scariest to take. You know, as you said about jumping out of a parachute. But who says you're not attached to somebody? Who says that you haven't got some like 5 or 6 people that are already there to get you as you jump out? So it's all very well. It's just taking that first step to do that. And once you do it, you'll find out it's not as bad as you thought. And we did that with Alima on Sunday, didn't we? Because we got her up. She's absolutely petrified of talking. Brad got her up, held her hand. She stood up there for a couple of minutes. And then she got up and did a 10-minute talk. And she felt so much better after. And that's the thing people don't realise is that once they've overcome something, they sit there and go, wow, I actually done that. Well done, I've done that. And that's you congratulating yourself, you know, and that's the brilliant thing about it. So, you know, it's absolutely right in what you're saying, Raj. And it's like, you know, whether it's the, you know, the health and wellness or whatever it is, you know, business is business at the end of the day. However, you know, you've still got to, you know, you're still putting your time in, you're still putting your effort in. It's like, you know, going to one of them people that have turned around and said to you, you shouldn't be charging for what you're doing. And it's like, well, why don't you go to work for nothing? And they wouldn't do that. So why would they expect you to do that? There's only so much you can do to help if you've only got the money to do it. So, you know, there's no reasons why, you know, you're not doing extortionate amounts. You're doing what can do to help you and other people, and that's absolutely perfect. There's no problem with that. So yeah, so it's very much that we're going to go on to talking about our next event, which is due to come up the 2nd and 3rd of February, which is the Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve London. Now with that, we've got loads of speakers coming up. We've got so many things going on. It's absolutely out of this world. Not only are we looking to have 1,100 people per day over a weekend, we're also having trade stands. We're having people from multi-millionaires. So you've got people like Brad's going to be on stage. He's going to be co-hosting, and Alphabet's going to be co-hosting with Bradley. You've also got people like Tony J. Salimi. You've got Tim Burke, Greg Walker, Darren Winters, who's a stock market guru. You've got Douglas Vermeer and Andy Harrington, which everyone knows, the Jet Set speaker. Bradley also did an interview with him yesterday, and he got a couple of nuggets out just on that literally 15-minute conversation. You've got Raymond Aaron that does publishing, but he also does like branding yourself as well. You've got Harry Sardinas, you've got Michelle Watson, Daniel Prayer, you've got Sean Maroney, which he does the is it the weight loss one that he does, isn't it? So that's he's done really well on that. You've got Philip Chan, he's going to be there. Viola Edwards, there are so many different people. We've even got a youth empowerment, the girls there. You've got Khalida, who was on stage 25 interview with me last week. She's 12 years old. She's going to be standing up on stage. You've got Astaya. She's also going to be standing up on stage, and she's 9 years old. So we've got brand new speakers that have never actually spoke before in their life, actually going to stand up on that stage with their multi-millionaires. We've got people like the 12, which is me and myself and Rajan, and obviously you've got Bradley, you've got Beata, you've got Roxanne, and you've got a few of the others as well. It's very much that, part of the 12, we're going to be there, we're going to stand up on that stage and obviously give you everything that we've got. And the things that we've learned over our time and things that we can do to help you out and make you go forward and give you our nuggets, because that's what it's all about. And as I said, you've got the youth empowerment, and then you've got the people that are aspiring to be millionaires, and you've got the multi-millionaires. So, any level that you feel like that you need to be in, whether you're advanced or something, or whether you're a complete novice, whether you're 85 years old or whether you're 15 years old, no matter what race, religion, or, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. We want you to come to the event because we want each and every one of you to learn. We want each and every one of you to bring your pen and pad, to write things down, to learn, to make sure you move yourself forward every day. And the people that are going to be there are going to be the action takers, the people that actually want to grow their mindset, that actually want to grow their business, grow their, in their life and move forward. The people that won't be there are the people that are going to be, that are not going to have a growth mindset. They're going to have a just static mindset, that don't want to grow, don't want to learn anything, happy where they are, plodding along, doing their own thing. And with them people, they're not going to go any further, because knowledge is key. And if there's only so much knowledge that you don't know any more knowledge than that, then you're not going to go any further forward. So this is the reason why we want to see you there. It's going to be an amazing event. The atmosphere is going to be out of this world. We've got the papers coming. We've got a documentary going on. We're going to be having our own magazine that people can go into the magazine. We've got people, as you said, standing up on stage. We've got books going to be there. We've got trade stands going to be there. So there is so much going on that it's not like just a normal event. And what you've got to remember, ladies and gents, that when we talk about being a part of YYC, it's not a course that you go on and then you come on, you do it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, and then we go, yeah, bye, you've done your course. That's not how we work. We work as you become part of the family. You become part of us. You become part of broadcasting. You become part of the divisions. You become part of Bradley. It's very much that we look after you. And you become one of us. A brother and a sister. And it's not about just you get some people out there that take your money. They have the course. Thank you very much. You don't ever see them again. And that's not what we do. So this is why we are a little bit different compared to other people out there. But we want to say that even if you're a new speaker, or even if you've never done it before, and you'd like to actually speak on stage, but you've never actually had the courage to go there and do it, even come and sit in the audience, and come and see what kind of people come up on that stage. And you're going to sit there and look and go, do you know what? I can do that. I know you will. You just got to get yourself there. Take that action to buy that ticket. We've got speakers on there. We've even got Daniela Westbrook coming over. She's going to actually launch her speaking career. So whether in the press that she's had positive or negative, it doesn't matter, because you know what? She wants to move herself forward in her business and her life. So she's actually going to promote herself to be there. And basically with that, she's going to launch her career. And that's basically what it's all about. You've got Alima, she's coming on again. Yeah, and it's all about, you know, they've won their awards, then they're actually going to stand up on stage for 10 minutes and she's going to tell you exactly what she's all about. And that's going to be an amazing thing for her to say that she stood up on stage with Andy Harrington and Greg Walker and all the big people. And that would be an amazing thing. So if you do want tickets, ladies and gents, you've got the tickets there. I have already put it into the comments. So you've got the London event, you've got the website. So you can have a look through that, see what we are, what we do, and what we're all about. And you've also got the tickets there. So if you actually want to buy yourself a ticket, you and your friend, whatever you decide you want to do, it's actually half price at the moment up until the next 5 days, up to the 20th of January. So book your tickets now. And then by doing that, you can come for a minimum like £24.50 for a whole weekend. You know what? For the amount of people we've got over 45 people standing on that stage, you know, for what you're actually paying, it's like you're paying £1 per speaker. Now, would you be able to get Andy Harrington for £1? You know, if he's going to be speaking for half an hour, whatever he speaks, or whether it's over 1 or 2 days, or whatever he does, he's not going to turn around and say to you, I'm going to give you half hour of my time, give me £1. So this is what you've got to weigh up. You know, you have your weekend free, get your golden nuggets, take them home, take action with them, because with those things that you're going to get, it's going to be an amazing weekend. You know, for what you're going to get out of it, it's going to be brilliant. And, you know, Rajan, are you looking forward to the event?
I mean, for sure. I mean, you've obviously said a lot about it. And for me, I was just thinking it's all about, I mean, we've all heard it before. Up until last year, I'd never signed up for anything in my life. I just go to the free talks. I'd go to the different seminars. I'd take my notepad, I'd take my notes, and then I go home and try and make it work. And then I'd try another one 3 months later. But last year is when I said, enough's enough. I've wasted enough time. I took that commitment. I took that investment, I got the money, and I invested in my time by signing up and starting a program. And I think that's the only thing I can really say to people is I know lots of people, we see them everywhere blasted, this, that, and the other's happening, but you need to be proactive, get out there. If you really want to make a difference and learn something and maybe take something away that you wouldn't have got from reading a book or watching a movie or going to the normal coffee shop or shopping or whatever else you do, is being proactive and to get out there and to want to make the changes in your life. Don't sit there at home flicking the channel thinking, oh, it's not really happening right now, is it? You know, I'm just trying to really get you guys going there. Get your butt off the sofa, come down and join us, come and speak to me. You know, let's share some energy, let's share some insights. I'm thinking about trying to get like maybe a little healing corner going at the back of one of the rooms again, like we had on Sunday. Maybe that's something we'll either give to certain ticket holders, or maybe we'll do a draw for, or something, just to give something back to people. But it has to come from you. You have to be there, you have to participate, you have to have an open mind and take notes, because everyone resonates with different bits of information. But then take it home and think, how does this apply to me? How can I improve my life? What is it I actually want to do? Where am I looking to go? Am I truly fulfilled right now? Because I don't think there's many people that can actually listen in now or later on saying, I'm totally fulfilled and happy and content.
And
me,
you know what?
You have to keep wanting to more and to grow, you know, like mentally, physically, emotionally within your life. It's just a necessity for me.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, ladies and gents, what you've got to remember is that most people that come on to broadcasts like this are the people that own the businesses. Right, whether you've got like, you know, different multimillionaires, they come on and say, this is what I can do for you, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do, and this is what they say, right? But what you've got to remember is me and Rajan are like you. We've actually invested in ourselves and actually bought into the program exactly the same as what you would buy into a program. And let me put this to you. Would we be sitting here every single day? Would we be working our little butts off to get things done in events and stuff like that if we didn't think that the people that we're working with are either really good people that help us along the way, and the fact is that it works? Would you get, because we're still clients at the end of the day, same as, you know, Bradley is the person that owns the company, but the fact is we are the clients. And would we, if we thought it was absolute tosh, come out and talk to you like the way we do? We wouldn't, would we? And that's what you got to think of. It's not just the people that are saying to you, this is a good program to go to. You know, for what you're doing in YYC, it will make you go forward. You know, it's not just that one person. If you look back on all our videos, there's a lot of people saying it. And the reason being is because it really does work. And, you know, we take the time, we take the effort to all help each other. And it really is a big family, isn't it, Raj? And it's very much that when we go to events together, even on Sunday, you know, it's not as though it's just hi, how are you? And that's it. It's very much we look after the people that we have at the events.
Yeah, because I think we have genuine people with, you know, integrity, good wishes. They got their message, they got their passion, and they want to get out there and share it, and they want to change lives. They're already doing it in maybe their communities, maybe part-time basis, or some of them actually have businesses. It's just taking it to the next level, reaching more people, and then, you know, just helping everyone grow really and aspire to, which is what it is, inspire to achieve. That's exactly what we're about. It does what it says on the tin. I mean, I can't keep going round and round in circles trying to tell this to people. Now, my explanation side is getting a lot shorter, shall we say, as the months are going on. You have to buy in, come down and experience it for it. It's not here, we're not here to brainwash or convince you. If you're not ready to make that step, you're not going to get you're not going to feel the improvements, you're not going to get the rewards. It's like joining the gym, buying a membership and not going and doing a workout. You have to put some work in as well. There's people there who can guide you, coach you, can tell you how to use the machines, advise you on your diet, what you should be doing, what you should be doing. But at the end of the day, it's down to the individual to get off the backside and put the effort in and come and attend classes, gain the knowledge, share what they have, and just that's the only way you're going to see real change. It's not going to happen sticking a piece of paper on a board and putting it in your room and looking at it every morning thinking, yeah, I would like to get that. I would know. I tried that for a while on the 6-pack and it's never quite happened today. And I still haven't been going gym as regular as I should. So like I said, none of us are perfect, but I've got other priorities at the moment, which is working with my clients, working with the Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve, to try and make this upcoming event as beneficial, as balancing, as calming as we can for everyone that comes. You know, we will be doing things in the background. I'll be looking at it from an energy perspective, from the Feng Shui side of things. We'll be energizing, alignment. So there's lots of things that happen in the background that a lot of people are unaware of. And it's all just to help the day flow and the energy flow and for people to retain as much knowledge as possible. So I've got nothing really more to say on it. If you're not prepared to buy into it, buy into yourself, good luck and God bless. That's all I can say.
So that's Raj's last words from you. So my last words are going to be from me. Is going to be, if you're happy doing what you're doing, staying where you are, not growing anymore, just keeping your business how it is, your life is perfect how it is, you don't want to go anywhere, then don't be there. We're not going to force you to be there, but we want you to be there because the reasons why you're in business, the reason why you live every day is to grow. The reason why you're in business because you want to get better at what you're doing every day and you want to help others. And to do that, you must invest in yourself, whether you invested yourself in time, whether you invest yourself in money, but whatever you decide to do, you have to invest. And yes, I know, as Roger said, there is a lot out there and you're like, what do I choose? I don't know what's going to be best for me. But you know what? Is how many other people are actually turning around and saying that they've got their people that are also clients actually doing things like this with you. Because we put our time and effort in. We don't do it for us, we do it for you, because we know that by us not doing this, you ain't going to see what we've achieved. And if you don't see what we've achieved, then you can't see what you could also achieve. And we want you to move forward as well. And if you want to move forward with us, that would be absolutely amazing, because we'd love to see you on board with us. We'd love to see you in the YYC family. We'd love you to go and buy a ticket and actually see us over the weekend, because we'll be there. All you've got to do is come up, you know, shake your hand, give you a hug, whatever you want. You know, you want to come and chat, come and chat. You know, it's what it's all about. It's all about networking. It's all about getting to know people. And it's about listening and learning, investing, taking action. As I said, hard work and persistence, and keep moving forward. Because if you're not doing that in your life, you're not doing that in your business, you ain't got a business and life will be boring. So I'm going to go through mindset next Tuesday for the rest of it, from number 17 to 25. And you never know, I might be able to bring perhaps Bradley on next time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see who comes in. and we'll get a little special guest in. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining, Rajan.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I want to say thank you for Adam for coming in. Also, Serpa came in the house today. Adam's put on there, you know how to give constructive criticism to me when I was down, but now look at me. Exactly. I did give Adam constructive criticism and I did help him along his way. But you know what, Adam, that took action from you, and well done to that one. It was always great live when Maxine is on. She knows exactly what to do, how to do it, and now she's a coach to make people successful, and that is why many people love her and thank her. And I thank you for that, Adam. It's very, very nice for you to say, and I will take that, because at the end of the day, you know, for that, that's my reward. Is the fact is that I've then helped you and somebody else out there, so that's reward enough for me. May's put great live. Adam's put, hello you beautiful people, how are we all doing on this bright cold night? Alima's put, thank you for advice, nice to see you, Raj, and she's hired me as well. So we've got a few people that's come online this evening. So that's from it from us lot. We've been on here for 90 minutes. Well, I've been on here for 90 minutes. Raj has been on here for an hour himself. And thank you very much for all your time, all your efforts. If you're replaying, just press hashtag replay. And yeah, like, share, comment, whatever you want to do. It'd be great to see you. And we'll see you again. I'll see you again on Thursday. And I've got Tracy, and she's going to be here. And she's an amazing lady. And she's going to talk to her about her life and how she can overcome being an amputee, and obviously traveling the world and putting herself on stages. And yeah, it'd be absolutely amazing. So join me on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Rajan, when's your next show?
Tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time.
Okay, there you go. So 8 p.m. UK time for me on Thursday, and Rajan's tomorrow at 1 p.m. After that, we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.
Take care.